Welcome back to the automated argument. Today we're diving into a global dilemma. Should a country negotiate with terrorists? Many nations, from Nigeria to the United States to China, Russia, have faced this painful question. And each one has taken different approaches with different results. With me are my co-hosts, Mirabel, John Michael, and myself, Jonathan. So now let's hear from our host, Mr. Michael. What's your take on this? Should a country negotiate with a terrorist or not? The viewers want to hear your take on this.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for giving me this opportunity to contribute. So I think communication, even with enemies, can open unexpected doors. Compassion shouldn't be lost during conflict. And even outside Nigeria, look at Colombia. The government negotiated with FARC rebels for years. Some people said it was foolish, but eventually it led to a peace deal that reduced violence. Sometimes talking, even to the worst people, can bring unexpected change, and we can't ignore the human side. After Nigeria negotiated informally, over 100 Chibok girls were eventually released. Imagine the joy of seeing your daughter again. Moments like that remind us that compassion must guide national policies.
Great point, Mr. Michael. Thanks for sharing. All right, Mr. John, what are your thoughts?
All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan. This is what I will be contributing. I will be factual here. Statistics show that countries who negotiate tend to face increased kidnappings later. Terrorist groups learn that hostage-taking works, but refusing negotiations also comes with risks, including potential loss of innocent lives. So it's a balance between long-term consequences and immediate safety. You both raise strong points. Data from past conflicts, Israel, Colombia, Nigeria, shows mixed outcomes. Some negotiations led to temporary peace. Others strengthened terrorist networks. The strategy must depend on the group's motives, the country's capacity, and the potential risks. You both have a point. In Nigeria, researchers found a pattern. Once terrorists realized negotiations could lead to money or prisoner release, kidnappings increased. Meanwhile, in the UK, the government has a long-standing no-ransom policy, which has reduced targeted kidnappings of British citizens abroad. But on the flip side, the UK's tough stance also led to tragic incidents where hostages were killed because terrorists couldn't get what they wanted.
Thank you for that perspective. Now let's hear from our next host. Miss Mirabel, what's your take on
Okay, here are my thoughts. I'll be honest. When innocent people are kidnapped or threatened, my heart says a government must do whatever it takes to bring them home. Imagine parents waiting for their child. Imagine hearing bombs and knowing your family is inside. At that moment, negotiation doesn't feel like strategy, it feels like humanity. But how do you tell a mother that her child died because the government refused to talk? Policies are fine until you're the one affected. Sometimes saving even one life is worth bending the rules. A life saved today matters. I stand for negotiation because every life counts.
Finally, my turn. If you have stayed to this moment, I applaud you as you're in case you forget. I go by the name Jonathan, and here is my thought. Well, for me, it depends on the group. Some groups can be reasoned with, but some can never be trusted. I believe certain terrorists just want attention, funding, or political power. Negotiating with them only encourages more of their actions. So my bias? No negotiation at all with groups I dislike. You're both thinking with your hearts, not your heads. These groups don't care about peace. They use empathy as a weapon. Once they know a country will negotiate, they exploit that weakness. I still say no. Negotiation rewards violence. Strength and pressure are the only language terrorists understand. And that wraps up this episode of the automated argument. Nations take different approaches based on history, emotions, politics, and the facts. There are no easy answers, but conversations like this make us think deeper. Join us next time.